Here, I know you're gonna dig this.
They'll throw to second for one, and now they got the man trapped in third and tagging out.
And 2nd and 2, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds a little room, lot more room, and he's off to the races.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart, and co-host Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
Here, I know you're gonna dig this.
They'll throw to second for one, and now they got the man trapped in third and tagging out.
And 2nd and 2, handoff goes to
All right. What's up, everybody? It's Wednesday, September 25th, 2024. This month is almost over. We've had going to week 4, some NFL football, and it is pretty exciting, say the least. There is no parity. I mean, there is parity in NFL. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, there is a parity in NFL. We're going to get down to it. We're going to get with it. We on today because I had some other obligations for Monday, even on Tuesday, and finally got a chance to breathe the day a little bit. So on the line we got Mo. Mo, is that you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We got Matthew, and we got Rich. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, great. Dana won't be on tonight. He's on thunderstorm watch. I guess he does something with the weather. They got some. And just speaking of that, I hope everybody be safe down in that area. I know that it's supposed to be going up to Gulf from what I'm hearing, but he lives in Florida, so they might be getting a lot of rain. So hopefully everybody stay safe. Buckle down and just be prepared. Whatever comes through, hopefully nothing bad will come through. And when you wake up in the morning, the sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and everything where it needs to be. Also, I want to rest in peace to Mercury Morris, who passed away over the week. Great running back for the Miami Dolphins. I was hoping that Dana would be on or Curry would be on to talk about Mercury Morris, being that they're Dolphin fans. And if I'm not mistaken, Mo, I think wasn't Mercury Morris bow-legged?
I don't know if he is, but I want to know what happened with the champagne.
The who?
Remember, Mercury Morris is the guy always talking about that he has the champagne for the next team that goes undefeated.
Oh, so he might have passed it on to somebody else. But hopefully, rest in peace, young man.
His family's got to hold that the dog.
Yeah. So rest in peace, young man. To the Morris family, thank you for sharing your dad, your uncle, your brother with the fans of the NFL. He definitely put on a show for the Miami Dolphins back in the day on that undefeated football team. So we want to give him a shout out. I'm probably missing somebody else. My notes, I left my notes at work. So the first day that I was at work, that I was actually in my office, not at another school. So it was kind of like catching up on a whole lot of paperwork. I could see my desk now. I couldn't see my desk. Now I see the bottom of my desk, which is good. That means I got a lot of stuff done today. But anyway, let's get with this thing real quick. And we got some good news, and we got some better good news, and we talk about ML standings right now. So the Yankees is in, the Orioles in, Boston's not eliminated, and neither is Tampa. Cleveland's in.
Mm.
Kansas City's in. I mean, Kansas City's not eliminated. Detroit's not eliminated. And Minnesota Twins are not eliminated. This is the thing that I love to see. I maybe had to take a manager to get fired for this for them to set fire to this team, but Houston's in. Seattle's not in yet, but Seattle's 82-77. They won one game to 6-4 in the last 10, but they got a 2.9% chance of winning. Again, I don't understand how they do this. They're like a really bad roller coaster ride. You know, you well, not I ain't gonna say roller coaster. I'm gonna say like you're going out west and you ride through. You know, you see the cornfields and the wheat fields, and then the hill goes up and the hill goes down. Then it gets flat again. Then it goes up a hill, goes down a hill, then it makes a turn. To me, that's what the Seattle Mariners have been doing all season long. They really haven't been consistent as far as what they're supposed to be doing. For some reason, I like Seattle too. I've always liked Seattle even before Matthew came on with us. I always follow Seattle Mariners, and Mo can tell you that. And I guess if I had to have a second team, it probably would be Seattle Mariners. But the Texans, who won the World Series, are eliminated. Oakland A's are eliminated, and I think they're supposed to be getting a new stadium, but I don't know if that's anytime soon. Los Angeles Angels are eliminated. Now, I want you guys to remember, free agency pops up. Look for a lot of guys to go to Los Angeles Angels because they got a lot of money. And I don't know if that's going to keep Mike Trout there or not, but they willing to spend some money to bring a winner there. In the East, Phillies are in. The Mets and the Braves are still right there. The Braves' chances of dwindling down to 69% chance, and the Mets have 77.5. Even if the Mets don't get in, and if okay, so so Atlanta and the Mets are still fighting to get that third spot. Arizona has been. Milwaukee's already in. They've clinched. They got 90 wins. They had the easiest road all season long. The Dodgers are 93-64. They played the Padres. Lost the Padres last night 4-2, and they lost on a triple play. I didn't get a chance to watch quick pitch today to see how they actually lost the game, but it sounded like they were winning, or they was in a position to win and they didn't win. So they gotta finish that off tonight. Dodgers they lost one game to 6-4 in the last 10. And the Padres, the 91-66 or 9-1 in the last 10, they won 5 in a row. Now I'm gonna say in the National League, the teams that I'm actually scared of for the Dodgers are probably the Padres and the Brewers. They play really good baseball. I'm not really afraid of the Phillies. They have some injuries that they need to address. They're playing away from home. They're only 2 games above 500, which kind of surprised me because they're probably they have out of the teams that's making the playoffs, they have the worst record on the road. The Dodgers are 3 games ahead of them of wins of 43 and 35, but naturally they're the worst actually, to be honest with you. So maybe it's a thing about them not playing away from Philadelphia. So that's what's going on there. The Yankees pretty much has clinched the thing. They're 5 games above the Orioles. Orioles went on a real bad slump. Cleveland never had it. Nobody really challenged Cleveland. Again, Houston and Seattle, and now actually let me look at Seattle's schedule real quick. I know we looked at it before, but I just want to look at it again. If I sound a little hoarse, it's because I'm getting over a sinus infection. So they play the Oakland A's. They took 2 out of 3 from Houston, which make this thing really interesting. So they got 3 games on the road, 3 games at home against Oakland. So if they win those 3 games, and how many games were they? They were behind 4, so they can't really do anything. The best they could do would be to win the division, and I don't think that's going to happen. So Seattle probably not going to get in. Looking at this again.
Yeah, because currently,
because
right now we're only 2 games behind the wild card spot.
So you would have Kansas City and Detroit would have to end up losing pretty much all their games. All their games in order for y'all to get in. And that's a possibility unless they play each other. So I don't know what's going on. Let me look at Kansas City real quick. It's Kansas City. So Kansas City has Washington. Ooh, hey, they got to play Washington 3 times, and they go to Atlanta. So there's a chance for them with Kansas City, okay. And if we look at Detroit, they're 83 and 74. Let's look at Detroit. I would love for the Mariners to get in, man. No, they play Tampa. They play Chicago. 2 teams don't have to play for nothing. But they took 3 out of 4 from Baltimore, which kind of sealed their fate. So, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They had 5 games left. So they just have to win 4. They have to win 4 out of the next 5. But Seattle would have to win out to get in there. So it's going to be kind of hard for Seattle. So I was pulling for them, Matthew, to get in. So
I would say by tomorrow night, you'll see Boston and Tampa get eliminated.
Okay.
Because Boston's behind 3.5, and Tampa's behind 5 games.
Yeah, you're looking at the wild card. Mo, real quick, you're in the Baltimore area. What's the take on the Orioles, man? Did they just run into a buzzsaw, or they ran out of gas, or what do you think happened with them?
I think they're just too young. They don't really have a leader.
Okay.
They don't have a captain, somebody who can really just settle the team down when they're going through a losing streak.
Okay.
They have Burns, who they picked up from Milwaukee, but he didn't win anything.
Okay.
So they need somebody who's won something to really step in, and that's what they need. That's probably the missing piece that they need.
Okay. And I don't know about you guys.
And their bullpen fell apart too.
Okay. I don't know about you guys, but remember at the beginning of the season they said no team would have 100 wins. No team has 100 wins. They had bet on Baltimore having 99, or Yankees having 99. That was the closest they're gonna get. Nobody's close to 100 wins other than the Yankees. They had 92. Cleveland has 91. Houston has 86. Phillies have 93. Milwaukee have 90, and the Dodgers have 93. The thing about it is though, is that now you have, in the West, Padres probably could end up winning the West if they sweep the Dodgers, more likely. Okay, and I think the Dodgers have they have the Rockies at the end. So they got. Am I looking at the Dodgers schedule there? Okay, they got 2 games, 3 games with the Padres. They got 2 more with the Padres, and they got 3 games at Colorado. So they would have to win. Even if they lose 3 games, they would have to win the next 3 games. But then San Diego has, at the end of the schedule, they have Arizona Diamondbacks, which they're already eliminated, and the Diamondbacks probably like, well, if I can't go, then I'm gonna make it harder for you. But then sometimes I remember back in the day, they would lose so that the Dodgers couldn't get in, and all kind of crazy. And that was something going on for real. I'm telling you that right now. It definitely was a conspiracy on their end of not letting the Dodgers get in the playoffs a few times before. So again, this is probably the that we've seen baseball wise, as far as neck to neck from beginning to the end, has always been close. So that just lets you know that that there is parity in baseball, and that teams how they draft, how they bring guys up, things of that nature, and also injuries play a big part in how teams fare out. I think we got Curry on the line. Curry, are you out there?
Yes.
Hey, real quick, man, give us a little take on what you thought about Mercury Morris. I gave him a shout out because he passed away over the week, but give us a Mercury Morris moment, other than him saying he has a champagne for them being 17-0. What game sticks out to you for Mercury Morris that really said, wow, this guy's really good?
Well, I can't say that there's one game that I can say that says he was good, because he was just good. And he was on a good team. But one thing that I do remember was, I think him and Zonker were the first two running backs to have 1,000-yard seasons in the same season.
Okay. That's what's up. That is what's up. Okay. So we gave rest out peace for him as well. So and like I said, I know I'm probably missing somebody else that passed away recently. I can't remember. Like I said, I left my notes at home. So let's go ahead and let's get this football thing out of the way. I didn't add anything up because, like I said, I've been real busy. So I'm gonna try to do it tonight and post it on the page later on. So I got Dana's picks right now. Yes, sir.
Only thing that matters is still is a 3-0. That's all that matters.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so
and Matthew called that. That's the thing. Matthew called.
But now you know what though? I want to go back at something though, because Matthew must be he knows somebody, because where's it at? Oh, I got something to share this. Not where I need to be. Week 1, week 2. What do with week 4? What I do with the paper, man? I just had it in my hand. Here it is, right here. So just off of just dealing with Matthew and his picks last week, right? He was way off with the Saints being plus 28. He was pretty much on with the Vegas at plus 21. He was on with Seattle at plus 13. He was a little off with the Rams at plus 9. And he was a plus 3 for for Kansas City over Atlanta. So he must know something. But just looking at this, I think he did really good last week. I didn't really add it up yet, but I'll post it in the page. All right, so let's go over these picks, and then we can talk about each other's team, how we looking going in week 4. There's a lot man. I got more football than anything else that we probably gonna talk about tonight. So Thursday night we got the Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Giants. Giants came off a win against the Browns. They sacked Deshaun Watson like 8 times. Offensive line is decimated. Willis might not be back either. There's question mark. Dallas got smacked by Baltimore this weekend. Jerry Jones is talking. He's impressed with the team and all that kind of stuff. Yes, sir.
You said Deshaun Watson got sacked 8 times.
Yes.
Man, he gonna need a massage.
I don't think he needs any more of those, because he got another case out there. So he might.
I had to get that in.
He might want. He might. Never mind.
I get it.
What he needs is a cold ice cube bath. That's what he needs, though. That's really what he needs. So, Rich, who you got, Dallas or the Giants?
Based on the way the Cowboys are playing, I'm gonna take the Giants at home.
Okay. Matthew, who you have?
I'm taking the Giants also by 3. Both teams are drained out after pushing each other's ends last week, so give me the Giants.
Okay, and Dana went with Dallas. Next up will be the Saints at Atlanta. This should be a pretty good game. Atlanta's not playing bad football right now. So in New Orleans, the defense kind of held up, and then it didn't hold up until the end against Philadelphia. So Dana has the Saints. Matthew, who you have?
I'm taking New Orleans. I think their defense is going to hold up better compared to Atlanta's in this matchup.
Okay. Rich, who you have?
Division rivalry. Falcons.
Okay. Next up, you got the Rams at Chicago. Chicago. They had a not an all-star team around Williams, but formidable players that could play offensively with them. But he's still struggling. He's right now. I think Jay Daniels might be the leading rookie of the year right now with Washington. The Rams came off for a impressive win against them 49ers, man. Big time players make big time plays in big time games. That's all I can say about that one. Dana has the Rams. Okay. Rich?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Rams on that. You know what? Give me the Bears.
Okay. Matthew?
I'm taking the Berenstain Bears by 3.
Okay, +3. Chicago. We got the Minnesota Vikings against Green Bay Packers in Minnesota. Sam Darnold is just doing his thing, man. He don't. I did not tell y'all Sam. Didn't I tell y'all? So it wasn't Sam Darnold. It was the Jets organization and how they drafted people, because he went to San Francisco, came in for Purdy last year and did really well, and so now he shows everybody that he can actually play in the NFL. And sometimes I guess you got to sit back and relax and look things over and let the game come to you. But Minnesota looks really, really good. Green Bay had Malik Willis, who was traded to them from Tennessee Titans. He steps in and he's winning games. Dana has the Vikings winning. Matthew, who you have?
Yeah, I agree with Dana on that. I'm taking Minnesota gets the upset at Lambeau.
Okay. Rich, who you got?
I'm taking the Packers, actually. If Jordan Love comes back, I'm taking the Packers at home.
Okay. So is he questionable, or is he actually going to play?
He's been questionable each week. He's practiced each week.
If I know no better, that should. I mean, that Buffalo Baltimore game is going to be a good game at 8:20, but this should be. This should have been a flex game where they should have been able to. This game should have been a later game, in my opinion.
Hey, Kev.
Yes, sir.
Can we talk about a team for a second here?
Next,
we got to talk about the Carolina Panthers. They had Sam Darnold. They had Baker Mayfield.
I was going to talk about
both
that.
Both of them look like starters now.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that once we got done with the picks. But since you want, when we get to picks, you can bring it up. Next up, we got the 3-0 Pittsburgh Steelers against the Indianapolis Colts, who are 1-2. Richardson he doesn't look like he's ready right now. I think they threw him in it too quick, but we'll see how that works out. And then they're in Indianapolis. So Dana has the Steelers. Matthew, who you got?
I'm taking the Squealers by 10.
Ooh, by 10. Rich, what you got?
I got the Steelers.
Denver Broncos, who upset the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay with the oldest rookie quarterback that I've ever known. I don't know any other quarterback. No, I've never known of a quarterback that's 24, maybe 25 in the NFL. Playing against
the last one I can think of was Brandon Weeden.
Oh yeah, he was probably Brad. Yeah, he was up there. Brad was.
He was 26.
Yeah, he was up there.
I think Chris Weinke was 28.
Was Quink? He was that old, Chris Weinke? Wow.
Yeah, he was an old football player.
How did them two guys get like that? I know there was an issue with Brandon Wheaton, how he ended up being so old in the NFL, but I don't know about the Chris Weinke thing. But I think he played baseball, right? And then he came to football. Weinke? Yeah, okay.
No, I think he played football first and then went baseball.
Okay. So Dana has the Jets. Rich, who you got?
I like these Jets. I'm going to take the Jets. I think Aaron Rodgers is coming on, and that defense is alive right now.
Okay, Matthew, who you got?
I'm taking Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood by 10.
Okay, by 10. I-10 by 10. Or you be waiting almost 10. All right. Matthew we got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Eagles, they screwed the pooch. And Tampa didn't really look good either. They had his number. So Philadelphia, Dana has the Eagles. Matthew, who you have?
I'm taking Philly by 12.
Okay, plus 12. Rich, who you have?
I'm going to take the Buccaneers in that game.
Okay. Yeah, I think the Bucs bounce back. I'm gonna say this though. I think in the NFC was that East, there might be 9-8 might win a division. I don't think it's that strong this year. They got the 0-3 Cincinnati Bengals against the Carolina Panthers, who smacked somebody's team around this weekend. With Andy Dalton, the old guys can come through, man. I'm telling you right now, they know how to get it done. So Dana has he has the Bengals. Matthew, who you have?
Well, I disagree with Dana's pick. I'm taking Andy Dalton and the Carolina Panthers.
Okay. Rich, who you have?
I'm going to take the Bengals. They're going to get their first win this week. It's going to be close, but I think the Bengals pull it out.
Okay. Next up, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Houston Texans, who came off a loss, surprising loss, this weekend. Dana has the Texans. Rich, who you have?
The Texans. I just think, well, y'all know how I feel. Trevor Lawrence is. He's showing you. I don't even have to say anything. He's showing you.
Yeah, you're right about that. All right, Matthew, who you have?
Well, I'm going to go bonanza here. Since Buffalo's unable to do it, I got Texans winning it, but by 50.
By what?
By 50. Because Buffalo was close, but not enough time within that clock position towards the end.
Okay.
That's a bit much.
Next up, we have the Washington Commanders versus the Arizona Cardinals. This should be a good game right here. Jaden Daniels is playing really good football for them. Kingsbury, as an OC, is doing an excellent job with this young man. Even though that's not the quarterback they really wanted, they wanted Williams, but he's not a bad replacement though. So Dana has he has the Cardinals winning this one. Rich.
I got the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are going to win it at home. I do believe in Jaden Daniels. I think the Washington Commanders are going to be a solid team, and they're going to compete for that division.
Okay.
But I think the Cardinals got this one.
Matthew?
I'm taking the Commanders in this one by 9.
Okay. New England Patriots at the San Francisco 49ers. Rich?
I'm going to take the Niners against my better judgment. We're not having a good time. We can't stay healthy. I don't even know if McCaffrey comes back this season. But I'll say this. If George Kittle plays this weekend, I guarantee a win.
Okay. Matthew, who you got?
I'm taking the Niners by 3.
Ooh. Then we have the Cleveland Browns, who Deshaun Watson said, I didn't come here to run. I came here to quarterback. And I think I posted in the chat room that he needs to run more instead of waiting on guys to get open. And I think by him making that comment, that means his shoulder's not 100%. He's scared to get hit, especially if you watch the games already. When it's like 4th and 1, Jameson comes in and does a 4th and 1 sneak. He don't even do that. So I think there's still an issue with the shoulder. Dana has the Raiders. Okay.
You know what Curry says he needs?
Rich, what you got?
Man. I'm going to take the Browns?
Okay. Maybe. Matthew, what you got?
Turn that Brown upside down. We're picking the Cleveland Browns.
All right. Kansas City Chiefs at the Los Angeles Chargers. Dana has the Chiefs. Matthew, who you have?
I'm taking the Chiefs, but by 10.
Okay, Matthew, Chiefs. That's it. Rich, who you have?
I'm taking the Chiefs, but I'm taking the Chiefs by 2 points and a questionable call at the end of the game. For the false Chargers.
That's gonna be the first topic we talk about. The first topic.
Herbert ain't gonna probably play.
Buffalo at Baltimore. Mm-hmm. Dana has he might have missed this. We got Buffalo. Oh no, okay, he got the Bills. Dana has the Bills. Rich, who you got?
I mean, listen, I'm gonna take the Bills.
All right. Matthew?
I'm taking the Bills also, but by 13.
What? Plus 13 in Baltimore. Wow. Tennessee Titans at the Miami Dolphins. Traded the wrong quarterback. But you got two. Curry, is Skylar Thompson starting again this week?
Not sure, Eunice. I'm not sure, Scott. I hope he never starts again. Not for the Dolphins. I mean, that guy, he was scared. He don't even need to put on a Dolphin uniform, let alone going out there starting.
Oh my goodness.
He has 10 days to prepare for that team, and he comes up with that garbage.
All right. Dana picks Miami. That's definitely a homer pick. I'm just saying. Matthew, who you have?
Well, since I don't know who the Dolphins QB is going to be this week, since Thompson's injured, I'm taking Tennessee.
Okay. Rich, who you have?
Because I know who Tennessee's quarterback is this week. I'm taking the Dolphins.
There it is.
Oh my goodness.
What's wrong with the Dolphins this year, though? That's what I want to know. I mean, I thought they did contention this year. What happened?
Seattle at Detroit. This should be a good game right here. This could be a playoff game right now. This probably could be a playoff game. Matthew, I know who you're going with. Seattle.
Man, I don't know who I'm going to go with. But you know what? We're going to go with the Seahawks as we're going to take the Lions to the zoo.
So you want to bet some money on? I mean, what's plus what for Seattle in this one?
Plus 10.
Ooh. All right. Dana picked Dana at Lions. Dana picked the Lions. Rich, who you have?
As much as I've enjoyed watching Seattle play this season, this is loss number one.
Okay.
I think the Lions are just going to overmatch. They're just overmatched with the Lions. I think in the playoffs, if they meet again, I think Seattle could beat them.
Mm-hmm.
But Sunday or Monday, I got the Lions.
Okay, so that's our picks for today. Now, real quick, other than your teams, what's a must-see game? Other than, to me, Buffalo and Baltimore, that's a must-see. I think the Eagles versus Tampa is going to be a nice game. Lou, what game do you think is a must-see game?
I've got like that Lions team. So I want to make something clear. The Eagles might not play Sunday. The Eagles might not play Sunday because the storm that's happening. Because Florida right now is a big mess.
Have they talked about? Have they
so
talked
there's a possibility.
Have they talked about moving?
Possibility they may not play that game.
Are they talking about moving the game somewhere else?
At this time, no. And the Braves Mets series is switched to Monday, so I'll play against doubleheader that day.
Okay. Because usually Tampa don't really get nothing. They get like the winds and maybe the rain, but nothing.
Yeah, I know. But,
nothing else.
But this is a big storm, man. All over the state.
Yeah. Cause I got a couple of family. I got a couple of friends that live in Tampa. That
So do I.
That say they really don't get anything. Mo, must-see game.
Definitely Seattle at Detroit.
Okay. Curry,
that's right.
Curry, must-see game.
Oh man, those two, that Jaguars and Texans. I know the Jaguars are 4-3, but I still think they're a good team, and I think that's going to be a pretty good game right there.
All right, Matthew. Other than your team, must-see game.
I feel like Commanders at Arizona. I'm curious to see how Jayden Daniels does this week on the road, to see if he can get those same stats he did Monday night at Cincinnati.
Yes.
Can I take my choice?
Mo, must-see game.
It's the Red Rocket beating Cincinnati, man.
Carolina and see Cincinnati. You think that's must-see?
Yes, think about it. If Andy Dalton beats Cincinnati.
Oh, man. Yes. They kicked him out the pasture. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Another revenge game. Okay. All right, guys. So, we got that out the way. So first up, I got to ask you guys a question. Do you think that Cincinnati Bengals, do you think the Kansas City Chiefs is the new version of the New England Patriots 2.0 as far as getting calls? Because there's just no way you're going to tell me that wasn't pass interference in the end zone.
Absolutely.
How could the referee not see that call? See, this is the kind of stuff that really bothers me, man. I mean, it's everybody in the world, everybody in the free world, other than people in China who can't watch football, or maybe in Russia, but everybody else in the free world watched that game and probably knew that was pass interference, and it was blatant. It was blatant pass interference. Anybody disagree with me on Kansas City getting some calls they shouldn't get?
But the Chiefs are the things they have in the past couple of years. Even though that they're not playing like the Chiefs have been playing the last couple of years.
Right.
A little bit off, especially Kelsey.
And the thing about it, Lou, though, is if you think about it, Kansas City went on the road last year, so it's not like they can't go on the road and win games. I can see if they said, well, we don't think they can go on the road and win, so we're gonna give them benefit of the doubt. And even though history's, they want to make history with Kansas City for winning 3 Super Bowls in a row, I get all that, but somebody gotta be the spoiler. But again, I mean, just call the game fairly, man. That's all I'm saying. I think, and if you guys disagree with me, just and you can talk about it, I think overall most of the calls that's being called they're pretty much fair across the board. You know, we're starting to see a lot of offsides on the defense, a lot of illegal motion on the offensive line, which they wasn't calling before. And if you guys kind of watch some of the games, you can see like where the right tackle, left tackle jumps before that ball snaps that second, and they won't call the flag on that one. For some reason, they won't call the flag. But again, I think the situation with Kansas City is a travesty, and I hope that this game doesn't go back. This game doesn't hurt Atlanta as far as a winning division or even making the playoffs, because everybody's gonna look back at that game and say, yo, they should have won that game. If they won that game, they would probably be in the playoffs. The second thing, yes, Mo.
I just want to say this, man. I know that when they were talking about let's go to New York and talk, I know I saw Vince McMahon in the background. Because that's what this is right here. This is nothing but Roman Reigns keeping the belt by any means necessary.
Oh my God. Okay. Touche. I get you on that one. I definitely get you on that one. The next thing up was oh shucks. The coaches that are on the hot seat. So Curry said that Jacksonville, that should be a good game, and I think Doug Peterson is coaching for his job right now as the head coach for Jacksonville. I don't think Doug Peterson is a bad coach. I think maybe like I'm starting to believe in what Rich said about Sunshine. I think there's an issue there. I think it might be it might be a mental thing for real. I'll be honest with you. Go ahead, Rich.
I read something today that said Daniel Jones.
I saw it too.
Has a better quarterback rating than Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence. I saw that too. I just started laughing to myself. I said, yeah, the Browns help Daniel Jones get there too. I said, this is crazy. But he's definitely coaching for his seat. I just put up an article, and this was done a day ago. I think it was said. So number 7, Kevin Stefanski, coach for the Cleveland Browns, is coaching for his job. And I'm gonna defend him in a sense that not because he's been coach of the year 2 times out of the last 4 years, but I think that I don't know if he bought into Deshaun Watson coming here. I don't know if the GM was all in on it. I think there's more, as I'm hearing things, I think there's more of the owner wanting him and didn't care how much it's going to cost him. And now it might even bite them in the behind again if this young lady has film on Deshaun Watson, which is not if he does, and that puts him on the list that he can't play. Now they're going to be stuck again, and I think they're probably going to release him at this point. But they did do his contract over with, and if he gets I can't think of the name of what they do in the NFL at that point in time, but they put him on like a exempt list or something like that. He could lose all his money. Number 6 was Nick Sirianni of Philadelphia Eagles. His play calling is terrible right now, in spite of the Eagles still winning. Barkley has definitely helped them out. Number 5 is Brian Daboll for New York Giants. I think he's doing a pretty good job with what he got. Number 4 is Zach Taylor, Cincinnati Bengals. We already know they're 0-3. Number 3 is Matt Eberflus for Chicago Bears. Now let's talk about this, guys, for real quick. If he's on the hot seat now, why did they just fire him last year? Because now so basically what you're saying is that it wasn't Justin Fields, it's you now, because you got rid of Justin Fields, and actually it's not Justin Fields, guys, because look at Justin Fields in Pittsburgh. Okay? And he's winning, he's 3-0. And he's not really doing a lot. He's just managing the game. If I can say that, Mo. But again, remember we talked about this before. Matt Eberflus should have been fired if they got rid of Jay Fields and brought in somebody else. And even though Kingsbury was the guy that they were talking about, I don't know if he would have been a good fit for them either. But I'm like, you're saying you gave him all the things he needed. You gave him a capable rookie quarterback who's going through his bumps and bruises right now as a rookie quarterback, and they're still not looking like a team that could be, like they said, could potentially be in the playoffs. Number 2 is Matt McCarthy, Dallas Cowboys. Number 1 is Doug Peterson. Now, if you're the Dallas Cowboys and you're Mike McCarthy, would you give 2 nickels, dimes, pennies, or whatever if you got fired, because your contract ends this year? So he's playing with house money right now, right? So the question, say that again, Rich. Somebody commented. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, because like it is the last year of contract, so I don't think it's that much.
We know that Dallas not gonna fire him in the middle of the season, but they said Belichick's name is more directed to Jacksonville than anywhere else. So there's a possibility that 7 coaching jobs could be open at the end of the season, depending on. And if you think about Jacksonville, they should be competing for the division. Dallas should be competing for the division. Chicago should just be right around 9-8 if possible, with what they got. Zach Taylor, with the injuries that Cincinnati had, and they have the easiest get. I think they had the number 1. I keep it right in front of me all the time. I just gotta find it. Cincinnati has Cincinnati has the easiest schedule in the division, if I'm not mistaken. You got Baltimore, you got Cleveland, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. Then they drop. Cincinnati is bam. Where's Cincinnati at? Bengals. They're like tied for 16th, and they're 0-3 right now. And it could be some Joe Burrow thing. The Giants, they're probably gonna clean house and start all over again. Nick Sirianni, if they don't make the playoffs, he's probably going to be gone. Again, I think Cleveland still keeps Kevin because I don't know if he was a big believer in bringing Deshaun Watson there. And look at all the picks they gave Houston, and now Houston's a playoff team. But remember, we have the notes up here of where we thought Belichick was going to go next year. And we got the Jets. Dallas, Cowboys. Mo said the Browns. I think that's what it was. I don't even know what that was for.
I thought I said nowhere, but okay.
I thought you said the Browns. Or maybe with that Curry just said the Browns.
I probably said the Browns.
Okay. All right.
But we need to add, if they lose to Buffalo this week, you need to add Harbaugh to that list.
Who? Baltimore?
Mm-hmm. John Harbaugh. They already calling for his job. If they'd have lost against Dallas against the Cowboys, oh my God, Baltimore was upset.
So let me
how much they came back.
But let me ask you a question. I get that. But let me ask you a question. What is Baltimore? Is the missing linebacker that went to Pittsburgh? Is that big of a deal for them? Even though they beat Dallas, and we know Dallas can't stop the run, and Dallas can't run. So what is the big situation? Why are they in the uproar with Baltimore right now with Harbaugh? What do they think is the issue? I mean, if you think about, they could actually be 2-1 if a man wore size 7 and not an 8. They could have tied the game up and possibly could have won the game against Kansas City. I don't see the big uproar about what's going on. I mean, they lost to the Raiders because they probably was looking ahead of the Dallas Cowboys. That's probably what would happen with Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? They just look past them and
they had that game won too. They should be 3-0.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if Harbaugh should be having his name on a chopping block, man.
But that's why
should be fired.
Who should be fired?
Baltimore's GM.
Exactly.
Why you guys think?
Because they got him zero help. He has Rashad Bateman. He has Zay Flowers. But you can double team Mark Andrews easily. Isaiah Likely's a little harder to double team, but you can double team him too. And then who's the other wide receiver?
So let me ask you guys a question. Who was it that Baltimore tried to sign and he left? He went. Was that your boy from Pittsburgh, Mo? That's with Kansas City right now. It was Juju Susu. Was it him that was going to sign with Baltimore? Did he change his mind and went somewhere else?
No.
Okay, I can't.
It wasn't Juju. He can't change his mind about any of that.
There was a wide receiver that didn't go to Baltimore but went somewhere else. So why do y'all think that there's an issue of them not getting a quality wide receiver? Now Zach Flowers has been there with going on 2 seasons, so I think he's going to develop into the guy they need, the guy that they need to worry about. But I think their whole offense is predicated on the tight end. And right now, he is not doing anything. He's on my fantasy football team, and he is not doing anything.
It's predicated on the run.
Well, I'm saying as far as the pass is concerned, I know they're running the football because they're leading the league in rushing with him and Henry. But I'm saying when it comes to the passing, Mark Andrews is like he's like the Kittle, or he's like the other dude from Kansas City. He's that type of dude, but he's not getting those passes anymore. So, but my thing is that they have never had a top wide receiver to come there in Baltimore. And you have to ask the question, why? Why is it that they have never drafted a wide receiver in the first round or even the second round that they felt like could be that wide receiver. Why haven't they went out and traded for that type of wide receiver? Huh?
They drafted 2 in the first round, Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers.
So but my question is,
and they drafted another one before that too.
Well, I'm saying they drafted those guys, but now again, if those guys, like Rich is saying, if and you're saying that these guys ain't getting it done, why are they free agency wise looking for somebody else? You know what I'm saying? Why they're not bringing anybody else through free agency? And I mean, there's rumors about Lamar Jackson can't throw the ball down the seam or whatever the case whatever the case may be. But if you put somebody on this team that got speed like Tyreek Hill, does it really matter? Because he's gonna throw the ball and Tyreek's gonna go get the ball. You know, so there's an issue there with them getting wide receivers that can break the back off of a defensive back going down the field. So that's an issue that needs to be addressed. But is it to the point where they need to fire the coach, or is it like Rich said, it could be the GM?
I feel like it's on the GM because I'm looking at their depth chart right now, and Baltimore right now is so short on wide receivers. They don't have a first string, but then wide receiver number 1, the wide receiver number 3 position.
Okay, so
the fact that you only have 6 wide receivers, not tight ends, just wide receivers,
right?
So
can I
not good?
So can I tell you can I tell you guys why I think that's an issue? I mean, I'm gonna tell you why that's an issue with them not having wide receivers. Because you gave Lamar Jackson all that money. Something's going to sacrifice. Something has to sacrifice.
No.
Go ahead, Rich. Why not?
No way. I mean, you took. I mean, we're not asking for like Jamar Chase or Tyreek Hill or any of these high price, even a Brandon Ayuk.
Okay.
We're looking for like a Christian Kirk kind of guy.
Okay.
Like anybody. Like when Jahan Dotson was getting when he was getting dangled out there, they should have jumped at the opportunity to get a guy like him.
Let me ask you
because they have no one. It's Zay Flowers and Don Urrutia and Cokie Brown. Like it's dudes that was good in high school.
So
if not,
let me ask you
that wide receiver core is makeshift.
So let me ask you guys a question. If you don't think it's because of the money Lamar got, why didn't they go after Diggs when he's out for auction? Was Houston his only destination?
They didn't need that.
They didn't need that type of wide receiver?
No.
So
why spend the money when you have Derrick Henry, who's going to open up all kinds? He's going to bring 12 people or 12 people into the, or I'm sorry,
11.
He's going to bring 7 into the box.
Right. Okay.
Put your guys outside, man. You just need some guys out there that can catch a football and run some routes.
So are you saying that they're not Are you saying that they're not catching the football?
There's nobody out there.
Okay.
Like Rashad Bateman has been there forever. What has he done in the entire time that is memorable?
Okay. So
you didn't even remember he was on the team.
So now in the 2024 draft, they drafted one wide receiver, Devontae Walker from North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I don't even know if he gets on the field. Okay.
Right. Second string for Aguilar.
And so Nelson Aguilar, I don't. He's just there, I think. Okay, they had 6 wide receivers. They have Zane Flowers. They have Tylan Wallace, Rashid Bateman, Deontay Hardy, Nelson Aguilar, and Devontae Walker. as a wide receivers. So again, my thing is if that's an issue, why wasn't that addressed during the offseason? And now I understand why you guys are saying that it maybe it's the GM that should be on the hot seat because he's the one that kind of drafted these guys. But again, I think that with Harbaugh being there, I think he does have a say-so on who comes in, who don't go. But then again, if during free agency, they never really looked at a wide receiver. They more or less solidified the offensive line. But then again,
and not only on the offensive side.
Go ahead.
But on the defensive side right now, you have 4 people on IR, and you have about 6 players, if not 5, that are questionable, and you barely have a third string within your whole defense right now if you're a Baltimore Ravens fan. And the O-line right now, almost the entire O-line's injured, unquestionable.
Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm going back to saying this, is that when you give your quarterback a lot of money, then they need to figure out where they're going, what has to be sacrificed at that point in time. And
okay. So
very rich.
So this is my question, man. Okay, Dak just got $60 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just gave CD 30.
Okay.
So who on the Baltimore Ravens right now is making $30 million outside of Lamar Jackson?
Probably
nobody's making 30, but the left tackle's making like 25, and then the middle linebacker's making like 22.
Yeah. So again, that's what I'm saying.
Which the Cowboys aren't paying.
And if you look at
who's not paying?
I'm saying the Cowboys aren't paying anybody on defense.
Yeah, they got.
Yes, they are. They're playing DeMarcus Lawrence almost 25 this year. Look it up. Come on, Matthew, get them Twitter fingers popping.
Okay. Marlon Humphrey's making 22. Marcus Williams, free safety's making 18. Ronnie Stanley's making 17. Mark Andrews making 16. Roquan's only salary cap is only 9, but he's counting 51 against the cap. Because they just finally did his contract last year. And then they just also paid Mabuke as well. They paid him.
So
he's making $7 million, but his cap hit is 68.
So if you look at the 2024 active roster, Lamar Jackson takes up 12.69% of the pay. Nobody else is in double digits in pay. Marlon Humphrey's 8.9, Marcus Williams is 7.3, Ronnie Stanley is 6.5, Mark Andrews is 6.6, Raheem Smith is 3.8. They don't have nobody. They really not. They're probably gonna spurge next year, because that's when the money for the TV contract comes out. So they're probably gonna splurge next year free agency wise. But their cap right now, they have like $3 million in cap space for 29th. Reserve list, they have like $5 million, which is 30th, and they have a dead cap of $17 million. And the total cap is $249 million, which is 14th. So again, and then I'm looking on here. What is Henry? What did they give Henry?
$5 million per year. Yeah.
Okay, so
I got 7 or whatever, but it's 9.
Okay, so
it's 7. So it's 5 this year, 9 next year.
So in the realm of things, Lamar is getting $31 million, right? Cap hits 32. Humphreys is 22. Williams is 18. Stanley 17. Andrews is 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the top 10 are offensive players. and the rest is defense, right? So again, I think sometimes when you give that quarterback all that money, there's going to be something that's going to be missed. Like if you look at Dallas Cowboys right now, they're saying that they couldn't afford
$32 against the cap.
Huh?
He's only $32 million. That is like that is Jimmy Garoppolo money.
You're right about it, right?
For a quarterback?
You're right about that, but you gotta remember when he signed the contract before, he left them high and dry as far as them trying to figure out where they're gonna go. Now this year is not that bad. Even if you look at 2025, let's see, if you go to 2025,
43.
If he's at 43, then see that's where it goes up. Now what'll probably end up happening is they'll probably restructure his contract and give him give him more guaranteed money up front so they can spend some more money, because now his cap is at 15.9%, right? And their cap goes up to 261, right? So again, go ahead.
Dak Prescott is $89 million against the cap base.
Right, but the thing about it is, it's going to be when if you look at Dallas's. So we go look at Dallas right now. Okay, we go to 2024.
They have no one signed.
He's at 16.9. He's at 16.99% of cap hit, which is 109. Dead money would be 195 million. Cash hit would be 82 million, right? So then you go to 2025, and he's at 32.8, which is cap hit is 89. But then you look at the rest of the team. Their rest of the team, they're gonna have cap room. They're gonna have cap money next year to bring in some talent into that team. They just gotta. Dallas Cowboys fans gotta be patient about it, because then they're gonna spend some money on some players that can really help them out. They just wait. They're just waiting their time period. The biggest thing they gotta worry about next year is probably signing Micah. And maybe one is both the linebackers done. They're both, and I mean not linebacker, but the corners are locked, right? Or no, the one Rondell, he's not locked, so I think they got to sign him too. But they're gonna have enough. They gonna have enough cap space to bring. They're gonna have enough cap space to bring in a lot of players. But now it depends on who the coach is. If they don't keep McCarthy around, who's gonna be the coach? And depending on who the coach is, depending on who comes here, depending on depending on who stays as well. You know what I'm saying? So it that all depends. But again, I think like even with you look at Buffalo, look how good Buffalo's playing right now, right? So once we know that at the beginning of the season, the offense is always head and shoulders above the defense, right? Because it just takes longer for the defense teams to adjust to playing at that speed where it's easier for offense, because offensively you know where you got to go. Defense are guessing where you got to go. But I think Buffalo's going to struggle too, because they Josh Allen got all that money and they lost almost everything in both corners and both safeties and strong safety, right safety, whatever safety they lost some players on defense. So they better enjoy that right now. I think they're lucky, because I think if Tua wasn't hurt, I think they'd be right in Miami be right in this thing. And if we're looking at how the Jets are playing, it ain't gonna be a cakewalk for Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? At some point they have to depend on, when that weather gets bad, they're gonna have to depend on the defense, and then we're gonna see how good they really are when it comes to the defense side of the ball. But again, I think sometimes when you give that quarterback that money, they're gonna take whatever you gonna give them, and then now he gonna say, "Yo, you gotta figure out what you gotta do after this." You know what I'm saying? If you think about it though, you look at Deshaun Watson, he restructured his contract this year. Look at Matthew Stafford, he restructured his contract. Look at Jared Goff, he restructured his contract too, because they're probably saying to them guys, okay, we'll give you all this money right now, but we're gonna need you to restructure your contract, or we're gonna renegotiate your contract, or we're gonna give you a bonus, or we're gonna give you a signing bonus, or we're gonna give you some more money up front to change your contract around in order for us to get players that we need to bring in here to play, to win games. Because we can't do it if we're going to give you all the money. And I think that's what Baltimore is with the wide receivers. Even though they have Lamar Jackson and they have Derrick Henry there, in Lamar Jackson is probably second in rushing compared to quarterback. I mean, compared to running backs. But that's not his job. His job is to facilitate the ball to the running backs, tight ends, and wide receivers, and he's running the ball. So he's still doing what he's doing, even with Derrick Henry there. But we thought that was going to be the situation with them, but we figured that the wide receivers would step up and be better than what they are, and they're not. So that's an issue there. But I still don't think Mo. I don't know if his job's on jeopardy right now. If you guys want to say the GM, I can kind of agree with you on the GM because they really didn't address the wide receiver situation, and they might do it in this draft coming up, or they might do it in free agency. You know what I'm saying? Because they gotta do something to get this guy some help. If it's not the if it's not him per se, and free agents, let me just look at something. Next year, all teams, wide receivers. I just had it. All positions. What happened to it? So
I can see Deebo Samuel going to Baltimore.
So guess who's free agent next year? The top three. Stephon Diggs, who's probably gonna stay with Houston. T. Higgins is definitely leaving. Now I can see T. Higgins going to Baltimore just to piss Cincinnati off. Keenan Allen, he's in Chicago. I don't know if he probably leaves. Amari Cooper probably definitely leaving Cleveland because he's like, look, you can trade me. I don't even care because I think there's an issue between him and Deshaun Watson. And if he does leave Cleveland, he's going to let it all. He's going to spill the beans. Then next up, you got Chris Godwin, who's probably going to stay in Tampa. Brandon Cooks, who's nobody going to really want him. You got Khalil Mack, Zach. No, I'm sorry. Oh no, I did all positions, but the top wide is one. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 6 wide receivers that are in the top as far as free agents. So this is
look good in Pittsburgh next year.
This is you got Stephon Diggs, T. Higgins, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Chris Godwin, Brandon Cook, Deontay Johnson, DeAndre Hopkins, Mike Williams, Robert Woods, Marcus Brown, Darius Slayton, KJ Osborne, DeMarcus Robinson. And I mean, but you think about it, Diggs, and T. Higgins is going to be really sought after. Keenan Allen, he got traded to Chicago, so that who says that he won't stay there? And Amari Cooper probably end up going. Chris Godwin probably will stay.
I think if the Bengals.
Go ahead.
I think if the Bengals are below 500 at the deadline, T. Higgins might be selling.
They might be trading. That I mean that would be smart for him because if he goes free agent, they're not gonna get anything from him. So they might want to try to get like a 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th round pick for him or whatever. Just an extra pick or do whatever.
They're gonna pick probably third round. They're not gonna trade it for less than third round.
And he's at 27, so he's still young. He's still young. All right, so next up, guys, where we at time from? Okay, you guys, the Jets played. Who they play last week? Some bum team.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Since you were just talking about Stephon Diggs, can we talk about what Josh Allen said?
I was going to get to that next after I talked about Rodgers.
Last week they played the Patriots.
So you guys saw when I don't know if you guys watched the game. Aaron Rodgers, I think he threw a touchdown pass, and Robert Saleh went to go hug him, and he pushed him off. What is up with that? How? where do you allow that to happen in football? Is Aaron Rodgers that damn good? So let me ask you guys a question. The team they got right now, could they play? Could they go to Super Bowl? Anybody believe they can go Super Bowl?
Super Bowl, no, but maybe the divisional win.
Do anybody think they can be in the AFC Championship game?
Dude, that defense stays hot.
Okay. So we got one person. Do anybody think they can win a division?
Yes.
Who said yes?
I did.
That was Lou? Okay. Who think they can be?
Buffalo still is a joke to me, man. I don't think Buffalo's that good.
Do anybody think they can be can the Jets be a wild card team?
The Jets can win the division.
Okay, so we got two people think they can win the division. So
I said they can win the Super Bowl, so I definitely believe it.
So okay, you think the Jets can win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
You think the Jets are better? You think the Jets are better than Buffalo and Kansas City?
I believe that.
14 games from now.
When you put if they get a solid offensive line together, they have better weapons than Buffalo. They have a better defense than Buffalo.
I would agree with that.
They have better weapons than Kansas City.
I don't know about that.
Running back Breece Hall, man.
Well,
and they got Braylon Allen behind him. Then they got Mike Williams. They got Garrett Wilson.
Well,
they got better weapons.
Well, Kansas City's running back is hurt right now, so we don't know who he is. But Rice is probably stepping up. I can agree with that. But then that I guess that could be a good AFC Championship game. But the thing about it is, getting back to Rodgers, why would you embarrass your coach like that on national television? What did the coach say during the all season that pissed him off like that? Because you can see right now that this is Rodgers' team. It is. Have we seen any? Only other quarterback I've seen this happen to was Tom Brady when he went to the Patriots. I mean, when he went to Tampa Bay. He brought the gang. He brought the water boy, the towel boy. He brought pretty much everything he could bring from New England down to Tampa. You know what I'm saying? Where the weather was nice and warm. But Aaron Rodgers, what he did, to me, he showed off his coach. Then he went on the talk show, one on ESPN, and talked about the defensive player, about his money, about him coming back and being all in. But then Aaron Rodgers said before, we're not going to talk about this no more. We're going to concentrate on playing football. But why do you make the comment, but you break your own rule? So how is that okay for you to say it, but it ain't okay for nobody else to say it? And I like Robert Saleh. I think he's a good dude, right? I think he's a good good coach for the Jets. Just him and Aaron Rodgers not a good mix. And I think Robert Saleh might have said something over the preseason or the offseason that might have pissed Aaron Rodgers. Like when he said that Aaron Rodgers was supposed to be there, but he wasn't there. He's somewhere flying a jet or going into a cave and meditating or whatever. I don't know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that kind of pissed him off. But they said he had permission to go, but nobody told the head coach, right? So how you gonna get mad at him? But again, I mean, how do you guys feel about that? Because the disrespect they showed him is not cool towards your head coach. Because if he does it, everybody else can do it. But you're supposed to be the leader of the team. Any thoughts on that, guys?
Yeah. Well, first off, Aaron, before you want to put all the blame on the coach, Aaron Rodgers disrespects his team. He knew when the OTAs was going to be there. Why would you schedule anything around that? You need to be with your team. They're paying you millions of dollars. You want to go off some la-la land somewhere knowing that you should be with your team. And then when training camp rolls around, why are you not there with your players? That's not a good look. And Aaron Rodgers is just he's a complete buffoon. This dude even like this dude don't even like his mother. He don't like his sisters and brothers. He don't get along with nobody in his family.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising that he don't get along with the head coach. He's just gonna be the head coach cannot have any discipline over Aaron Rodgers. If he does, he's gonna start to whining. That's why McCarthy is not in Green Bay today, because Aaron Rodgers wanted him out of there.
I agree.
And then he really wasn't. Yeah. He really wasn't the first choice for the coach that they got now.
Yeah.
So Green Bay did the right thing. Let's just move him out of there. We can't just keep moving coaches out to appease this guy. But Aaron Rodgers disrespects nobody.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good take. Touche.
I mean, he respects nobody. I didn't.
Yeah. He don't respect anybody. Anybody else got a comment on Aaron Rodgers? All right, let's move.
Danica Patrick says she cheated on him, so what does it matter?
Oh Lord, he spent more time meditating than taking care of her. Vroom vroom vroom. Okay, Rich McCaffrey, they supposedly flying over to Germany to get plasma or a blood transfusion or whatever he's going to do. What's going on with that, man? Do you expect to see him at all this season? Now let me ask you a question. Did he hurt his knee during preseason, or was it prior to preseason that this happened?
No, it was last season. It's his Achilles.
Okay, so now let me ask you.
Dealing with it last year.
Let me ask you a question as a fan. Do you agree with players that get hurt during the season, getting rehab during the season, not doing it off season? Do you have a problem with that?
I think that they should be rehabbing all the time. I think that off season, in season, like, you're getting paid millions of dollars to play a kid's game.
Okay.
And in order to play that kid's game, you have to be healthy. And so 12 months out of the year, you need to be working on your body because we need you ready come September.
Okay. That's fair.
So I feel like all players should be rehabbing all summer.
Okay. I read the article today that the 49ers, if my mind is blank today, I don't know why. If Debo don't come back, they're looking to make a trade, and Mari Cooper's name has been mentioned as a replacement. Are you okay with that?
Yeah. My thing is this: Debo's probably gone this season anyway.
Okay, I know you said that before.
We own no money, nothing guaranteed, so and we're gonna bust this thing up anyway. So I mean, if that's the way they want to run it, let's do it.
I just want to know what they're gonna give the Browns for Mari Cooper, because I'm not accepting those 7 for 6. They gotta give me I need a 4 for this year and a 4 or 5 for next year. I'm just saying I need 3 picks for that right there, because he's been a Pro Bowler for the last 2 years. I need some substance with him if he's leaving Cleveland, and I wouldn't blame him if he's leaving, because I'm telling you,
you're gonna get a 6-rounder.
I wouldn't be mad at him if he left, because I'm telling you right now, when he leaves, he is gonna spill the beans, because something ain't right between him and Deshaun. I'm telling you, if him and Flacco worked out well, I don't understand what the problem is. Well, I know what the problem is. I think it's still a problem with the shoulder. Guys, what's wrong with the Bengals?
Wait.
Go ahead. Somebody got something to say?
Well, didn't Cook just have a huge game here?
No, he did okay. He did okay. Even the game against so the game. Let me see. They played the game against. He had a good game against Jacksonville. His numbers was okay against the Giants. He dropped a couple passes that he could have. He had 2 touchdowns, but there's a couple passes he could have caught that could have helped change that game around, because they scored and went for 2 and got it. So they was looking They was looking to win the game at the end, and there was a couple passes that he dropped, a couple passes that Tillman dropped. That's another guy we need to get rid of Tillman. because Deshaun put it right there on the money for him. I don't know why he couldn't catch it. But the Bengals, the Bengals, like I said, Bengals have the easiest schedule in that division. They're 0-3. They have Burrows. They have Chase. They have all the pieces in place. What's going on with them? Have they finally got to the point where now people know what's going on with them and they can't get a win? And
I can tell you right now.
Go ahead, tell us. We're listening.
That the Bengals' defense, and I'll blame this on the ownership by the end of the season, because right now, if you look at the depth chart of the Bengals, they only have 2 linebackers, and that's it. There's no second string, no third string. And you got your D line's injured, and you got 4 players on the IR, essentially 5. You got 4 players on your, potentially 5 players on your offense that are injured. The playbook with the players on both ends is good, but not good enough for the chemistry locks and strategy one. And I will say this right now, that the Bengals will not give Jamar Chase that new contract that he wants, because the owner of the Bengals doesn't have the money for him for that contract.
Cincinnati's been cheap forever, as long as I know.
And it's got to the point where I got deep sources within that area, to where in order for them to even give him that contract, the Bengals have to file a loan.
What?
Yep, they have to file a local loan within the city of Cincinnati in order for them to do that contract, because the way that the ownership is within the Bengals organization, they don't have enough money.
If you can find an
article, they're doing so bad with money controlling right now that this past offseason they did so-called upgrades to where they gave away and they were selling their TVs in their suite and club seat areas where you're sitting behind the wall, but you can still see the game on TV, because they were trying at that time to get Chase to sign a contract by then.
If you can find an article, please post it in the Just Us page. That'd be really interesting to read that. That would be really interesting. Next up, Deshaun Watson says he doesn't want to waltz down the street. He's not down the field. He's not a running back. He didn't come there to be a running back. He came there to be a quarterback to throw the football. So apparently that's not even working. Okay? So when we saw Deshaun Watson in Houston, what was he doing? He was rumbling down the field. He was running. He was doing all the things he needed to do to make that team look good. Now he comes to Cleveland 2 years later. Now he's saying he don't want to run. There's actually something wrong with his shoulder. Nick Chubb can save them a little bit, but he definitely is. There's an issue there. There's definitely an issue with him. And remember, you guys, I think I posted it in the chat room. I was like, yo, Deshaun Watson has to run the football now. When it's open, run the football. Man, you got to slide. If you slide, you be good. You ain't got to worry about nothing. They can't hit you. They can't touch you. Don't be a superstar out there. Just slide. If you know how to slide, go get the slip and slide and try that at practice with the slip and slide with water, and then you'll learn how to slide. So it'd be so easy for you. You'd be like, oh, I can do this all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little upset with him with that comment. What he said. Dallas Cowboys, we already talked about them.
Hey, real quick, Ken.
Go ahead.
Since I've been mentioning the injuries with the biggest depth chart, you want to know how many people Cleveland has injured on their O-line?
Probably 6 or 7.
$11.
Wow. So that's
11 as of right now.
Oh man, that's a killer, man. That's a killer. But that's gonna bring me back to a question I had earlier that I posted on the page today. Next up, the win over the 49ers, could that jumpstart the Rams? I think it will jumpstart the Rams. They got confidence in their backup wide receivers in that game. But I tell you what though, Jennings lit them up. I'm telling you right now, I would if I was the Rams, I'm giving Wade a negative paycheck for this week because Jennings lit that dude up, man. Oh my goodness, he lit him up. I don't know how San Francisco ended up losing that game. Because I was watching it, I was leaving, going places, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I hate when I have to leave my house and the game's on TV for something. I'll be like, I'll tell my family all the time. I say, look here, I don't even ask for one thing on Sundays, not to be bothered. Let me watch football all day long, even if it's an 8 o'clock game. I got between 6 and 8 to do whatever you gotta do, and I'm good. Even though I'm watching games on my telephone, it ain't like being at home. You know what I'm saying? It's not like being at home. So I miss a lot of the game. I miss a lot of game, and so I'm glad for the Rams because okay, because I just want to watch the game at home. Mo, why won't Tomlin make Justin the number one QB? Especially if we're hearing little whispers, Wilson could be going to the Miami Dolphins. Why is he not making him the number one quarterback, Mo?
Because if he doesn't, if Justin Fields messes up, he's got to go to Russell Wilson.
Okay, so
it doesn't make sense to make it until you have to. It totally makes sense. You don't say it until you have to.
So let me ask you a question: did Russell Wilson lose his job because of an injury?
No, Justin Fields is taking his job because he's playing well.
Okay, I'm glad you said. Hey guys, y'all heard what he said, right? You heard what he said. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, Tomlin's gonna come back out and say he's going that Russell Wilson he might say he's our starting quarterback and he can't lose his job because of injury. But Mo just said that Justin Fields is playing better than him, right? But now my question is right here, Curry. If Russell Wilson is hurt, why are Miami Dolphins inquiring about him right now? As far as him coming to Miami to be the quarterback. Have you heard anything about that?
No, and I don't know why they would want to pursue Russell Wilson. Wilson his days are behind him. And this is just my opinion. Russell Wilson was a good quarterback, but he wasn't a great quarterback. He wasn't an elite quarterback. I mean, he had the Legion of Boom there in Seattle, and he had Marshawn Lynch. I mean, most quarterbacks can go and win under those conditions right there. But you saw how it happened for him when it started to unravel for him, and he didn't have Marshawn Lynch, and the Legion of Boom started to fall apart. Even then, he still had Metcalf and the other guys, but he still couldn't get a lot of it done. Granted, his O-line was terrible, but and then when he got to Denver, I mean, I think he didn't live up to his expectations when he got to Denver.
But you know what? Though?
I hope the Miami Dolphins don't pursue him because I wouldn't want to see him there.
Okay, so one thing, let me ask you a question. Do you think Russell Wilson is a Hall of Famer?
No.
Do anybody think that Russell Wilson deserves to be in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, he's going to get in.
Would you say, Mo?
He's going to get in.
Okay.
If you like your team, he's going to get in.
Okay. So now, Curry, if you look back at the latter end of the season for Russell Wilson, he started playing really good football, right? They took him out because they didn't want to pay that luxury tax or whatever tax it was if he got hurt. So that's why he didn't finish out playing with Denver. But he wasn't a quarterback that Sean Payton wanted. That's why he ended up leaving, right? So, but my question is,
he was already there before.
Yeah, but see, the thing about it with Denver was setting up to get Aaron Rodgers. They weren't setting up to get Russell Wilson. And when Aaron Rodgers fell through, that was a second. That then you came back and said, "Well, let me see what Russell Wilson is. Can we get Russell Wilson for a bag of chips and pop soda with the glass bottle? So if he does something wrong, we can hit him in the head with it or something of that nature." So that kind of how he kind of ended up in Denver because he wasn't their first choice, right? But if you get a chance when you get up there, Miami is reaching out to Pittsburgh for Russell Wilson, which would be funny because you're not a Russell Wilson fan or a Fields fan. So that's really comical if that were to happen. Next up, what has gotten to the Seattle Seahawks?
Kevin.
Yes, sir.
Before you move on, Russell Wilson may not have been Sean Payton's quarterback of choice, but he was the Denver Broncos quarterback of choice. So they gave up a lot to get him Seattle.
They definitely did.
To say Seattle won that trade.
They definitely did. So
we'll go right along.
Okay, so Matthew, what's going on up in Seattle, man? They 3-0. Are they for real, or is just that it's the beginning of the season and the defense ain't caught up with them yet?
I feel like it's a mix of both because what Matt McDonald has done with this whole team as a whole is very surprising. Like, I'm even surprised we're even 3-0 right now. And with the offense that we got with Ryan Grubb, who runs that quick pace offense when he's at Washington, he's pushing it into the league on this current roster of the Seahawks. And so far, it's worked out very well. And when I was watching the game this past weekend, I was seeing people that I don't really see get the ball. And Zach Charbonnet, I'm going to tell you right now, that dude's more physical, in my opinion, than Kenneth Walker. And that could be just with the height, but that man's got some Derrick Henry muscle.
Okay.
And the defense really is impressive.
So
from first string to back.
So Kenneth Walker's out. Is he still out next week?
Yeah, he's questionable.
Okay.
So more than likely, if he does play, he'll be the second string, and then they'll decide on what's going on. But other than that, so far it's been Zach Charbonnet and Kenny McIntosh.
Okay. All right. Bengals 0-3, Jags 0-3, Titans 0-3. Who gets the first win this week, Mo?
Gonna be the Bengals. If they don't,
Bengals?
They ain't getting a win this year.
The Bengals? Okay.
Bengals.
3-0 teams. Steelers, Bills, Chiefs, Vikings, Seattle. Who loses this week? Out of Steelers, Bills, Chiefs, Vikings, and Seahawks. They're all 3-0.
I got the Bills and also Green Bay losing. Yeah. Well, Minnesota losing to Green Bay rather.
Is Green Bay undefeated?
No, Minnesota is. I'm saying Green Bay is going to beat Minnesota.
Oh, okay, so you saying Minnesota loses to Green Bay. Okay, is that the only one you guys see that could lose? That could be 3-1.
Yeah, I think
Buffalo's losing to Baltimore.
Okay, Baltimore. So that's 2. So still that leaves Steelers, Chiefs, and Seahawks left. That's going to be 4.
Like, even though I got Minnesota winning, like, if they do lose, I feel like with that, it's got to be with that environment up there.
Seattle is there where Seattle is on. Are they on the road this week? Seattle.
Yep.
Who they playing? Oh, they playing Detroit. Yeah. If Seattle goes in Detroit and wins, that's going to be a feather in their cap. They'll be 4-0. I think they can ride that wave out. I think it could be possibly easy for them from that point on because all the injuries that the Rams have, all the injuries that 49ers have. Arizona is surprisingly good.
And that's
Go ahead.
That's the thing that gets me. Like, right now, we're usually seeing the Seahawks defense being injured by piece, but there's only a few players out on questionability and only one person out. while our 2 players are on IR from preseason. And like you said, if we do win at Detroit, which it's going to come down to who has the better D line. And by the way, Uche Nwosu, who was one of the top linebackers in D line for the Seahawks last season, could be coming back this week.
Okay.
So there's that.
Okay, so that's a little bit. That's enough for football, pro football. Let's hit up college football. So we got Alabama and Georgia coming up this week. Lou, who you got winning?
Yeah. Well, I hope that it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Georgia.
Okay. Mo, who you got?
I don't watch college football anymore. I think NC State got curb stomped last week.
This probably one of this game probably gonna be better than some of the pro games. You tell me you gonna watch this game, man? I'm gonna watch it.
Man, NC State got curb stomped like North Carolina got curb stomped like the right turn. JMU at home.
Oh yeah, I saw that score. I just started laughing to myself. So who you got winning, man? You ain't gotta watch it. Just tell us.
I don't know, man. I don't watch college football.
Oh my lord! All right, Mo. Kerry, who you got winning?
Georgia.
Okay. Matthew, who you got?
Give me Sweet Home Alabama by 9.
Ooh. Rich, who you got?
Ole Miss.
I said Georgia and Alabama.
I got Georgia. I know.
Who am I missing? Do I got everybody? Yeah, and me. I'm going with Georgia too. All right. There is another game though. So Tennessee played Oklahoma, right? But How impressed were you guys with Tennessee with that win?
Very impressed.
So you got Texas at so let me ask you guys a question. AP is for sports writers.
AP is the real one.
And the one for the coaches.
Yes.
So let me ask, so the question is to you guys. Why is the AP more important ranking than it is for the coaches? Because when the coaches know more,
the AP poll is more of like how the players did from the beginning of the game to the end of the game as a team as a whole. While the coaches poll, it just focuses on the coach and the QB perspective.
Oh, I didn't know that's how that. I didn't know that's how that worked.
I figured how that worked.
I didn't know. I thought AP was with the Associated Press. That I thought they. So
it is.
So
it
now,
is.
so my
my question. Like they run both of them.
So my question is right here.
The AP.
You have more press on the East Coast, Central. Then you have the Midwest and the West that probably watch more sports because of how sports is played. Like, and looking at the top 10, Utah, who's probably gonna fall out of number 4. Hopefully we don't get a chance to talk about their quarterback. We might do it next week. But if you look at it, West Coast wise, you have Oregon, that's number 8. You have USC, that's number 13.
Yeah, BYU at 22.
Yeah, that's way down there. I'm looking at the top. Probably looking at the top 15. So you got like three schools out west that's ranked. But that Alabama Georgia game is gonna be more. You just take some time and watch that game. I'm telling you, you're not gonna be disappointed.
Hey, real quick, Kev.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, when you get done with this, can I bring up the big thing that's going to happen with college football?
What is
with realignment?
Yeah, real quick. Let me finish this real quick, then we can bring it up. My other
They got TVs at Top Golf because that's where I'm gonna be Saturday night.
You gonna be where?
Top Golf.
Top Golf.
Mhm.
I shouldn't even ask. What's that?
Top Golf is where you go to play fake golf.
Where you go to play fake golf. Like a putt.
You pretend like you're playing golf inside.
Is it like a putt type of thing?
No.
It's like a wide putt.
No, it's really fun, Kevin. You need to try that.
So what's it called again?
Top Golf.
Top Golf. I gotta find out if we got that in this area somewhere. Cause I'm a putter. I like the putt.
We have it on the pipe.
Where's that?
That's interesting though.
Rich, where's that?
This is Richard. Oh, actually, it's on Simpson Ferry Road. They have it over by the Juice and Java. Over there in that little shopping center in on Simpson Ferry Road.
I'm going to look that up to see if I might have to, I might have to quickly get it in because the weather's changing. There was something else about college.
Oh, that's inside.
Oh, it's inside. Oh, so that's even better.
Yeah.
It was
virtual golf.
Oh, virtual golf. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So does it tell you what club to pick and everything like that? Because I don't have no idea. I might pick the wedge and try to hit it 300 yards. I don't know nothing about that.
I haven't been.
I'm just saying.
I heard it's a lot of fun.
Okay. I'm just saying. It was something else about college football that I want to talk about. I didn't want to talk about the UNLV situation because that's I want to go into detail. I want to really go into that next week. Go ahead, Matthew, about the realignment again.
I tell you what, before you guys get on another game, you probably want to keep your sights on is the Louisville Notre Dame game. I think that's going to be a really good game too.
Because I was looking at the. Oh, I know what it was. I'm glad you brought it up. But I wanted to talk about the Colorado game and how that thing ended. That was bananas, man. That throw and catch was crazy. I thought the ball bounced in his arms. I really did. And when he showed, I was like, wow. That kid's gonna be special, man. Both of them. The quarterback is gonna be a special kid, man. I think he had the it factor. Is that where is he gonna end up going? Where is he gonna end up going? And everything inside of me says it's the Raiders. Could be the Giants, but I think it could be the Raiders. And I want to see how his dad reacts to that because he ain't going to Dallas because they just signed the quarterback. I know he had like 3 or 4 teams that he wanted him to go to. Go ahead, Rich.
The way things are going, he could end up in Jacksonville. Just saying.
They just gave him new contracts. I don't know if that's going to work either.
You can move a contract.
I know you can. But I don't know. I don't know. That's a hard pill to swallow though. All right.
They're not going to do that because that would make the general manager look like really look bad. He's going to soak that one up for a year or two before he do that.
Because we all
he'd be admitting I really screwed that up.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing about it, if you think about it though, they kind of justify why I give him the money, but he's still not producing. He's still throwing overthrowing guys. He's just not getting it done.
Sad part about Jacksonville, they didn't have to give him the contract.
No.
It wasn't like he was in his 4th or 5th year. They done this in their 3rd year, so they had time to play with.
Exactly. And I'm looking right now. He definitely don't want to go to Carolina. They're a mess down there. The Raiders is the only team I really see. Giants too might be. I don't see nobody other team really needing a quarterback. Carolina can't. He can't go to Carolina. He's not gonna want to go to Carolina. Excuse me. Chargers ain't getting rid of. Oh boy, the Raiders probably would be I think the best move for him. Or maybe the Browns, depending on what they're gonna do with Deshaun. Buffalo said, Jets said, Miami said, New England said, Pittsburgh's good, Baltimore's good, Cleveland questionable, Cincinnati said, Houston said, Colts said, Jacksonville, Tennessee, they put the money in Levis, so they down with him. They down. So the Raiders,
no, they look at.
But see
that's was a 2nd round pick.
Huh?
Levis was a 2nd round pick. They ain't got no money in.
No, but I'm saying, but they're
looking for a quarterback.
But they chose him over.
I hope he plays terrible Monday night when he go to Miami.
But the thing about it is, they chose him over Malik Willis, so they get what they deserve. That's bottom line. Kansas City said, Chargers said, the Raiders are the only one that got Minshew, who's a quarterback. Denver said, Washington said, Philly said, Giants questionable. Dallas said, Minnesota said, Detroit said, Green Bay said, Chicago said, Saints, possibility, not, but Carr's playing really good. Tampa Bay said, Atlanta said, Carolina, nobody wants to go to Carolina play. Seattle's said, Arizona said, the Rams, that could be a possibility because Stafford's getting up in age, and 49ers said. So there's only a couple of teams that actually are looking for a quarterback per se next year that could come in and start, or maybe sit back and watch. I just think that a lot of teams need to take the perception of the Green Bay Packers again, and have guys sit for a little bit.
That brings me to my point that the Jets, they probably should be looking to bring somebody in to groom, because Aaron Rodgers not getting any younger. He's going to be what, 40, probably 42 years old next year. He may not like it, but you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, but I can't see him going. I can't see him being the Jets. That's not. I mean, the apple is where you want to be, but the media, I think, would eat that kid alive for real if he were to go there and not succeed. Matthew, go ahead and give us your realignment real quick, and then I'm gonna hit some NBA stuff.
So real quick, the Pac-12 is gaining 5 new teams, and potentially could be gaining more. Not only them, but the Mountain West could be gaining teams from the FCS level. As currently, the Pac-12 has now gotten Utah State, San Diego State, Fresno State, Colorado State, and Boise State. The Mountain West and the Pac-12 still deciding who else to give a phone call to. They've made phone calls to Memphis, Tulane, Tulsa, a few other colleges in the AAC and the USA Conference. Some conference teams are still committed to the conference that they're currently in, while some are still deciding. At the same time, we'll probably find out within after this college football season, after the FCS playoffs, where we might see teams like Idaho, Montana State, South Dakota State, North Dakota State going to the Mountain West or joining the Pac-12.
And I was going to answer that question. Did you see anybody from lower level moving up to the Division I? There is another question though. I know the ACC is talking about some teams moving. Mo, can you give us an insight on that? If Matthew doesn't know, I know they were talking about some teams moving around. So what's the talk? What's the talk about that happening?
They're trying to kick Florida State to the curb, then they can't win a game.
Wow.
They didn't want to be here, so you can get out.
So
nobody else wants you.
But Florida State was trying to leave anyway, right?
Yeah, Florida State is trying to leave. Clemson is trying to leave. So they're waiting to see if they're going to leave. If they leave, then they're going to look at different schools that might make sense. They haven't talked about which teams make sense.
Where are they trying to move to?
I didn't see it.
Where they trying?
They're trying to go to Florida State was trying to go to the SEC or to the Big Ten because they want a bigger contract.
Florida State and the ACC.
And then Kev, with the lower conference question, the teams that we'll likely see going to the FBS level, who get the first phone call again once the season's over, will probably be North Dakota State as your number one. And your number two would be South Dakota State, while your 3, 4, and 5 would be Montana State, and then Idaho.
But
the catch is this.
Go ahead.
If Montana goes and joins the conference, or if Montana State goes and joins the conference, the other team has to join that conference because of state law in Montana.
So Montana and Montana State would have to join that conference.
Yep, because the way that the state law is when both colleges went into Division I.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you said
North Dakota State.
Ain't that where the quarterback from
Carson Wentz?
Carson Wentz, yes. Okay, right.
Yep, and that college is one college that conferences have been wanting.
Who else came from there?
Because of all the titles that they got in all their sports.
Somebody said somebody else came from there. So who was it?
Trey Lance came from North Dakota State.
Okay, yeah, North Carolina. Trey Lance. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
In North Dakota State, they have a huge fan base. Okay. And Montana, that stadium is one of the loudest college football stadiums in the country.
Okay.
Even though it only holds 30,000 people, it's the way that they built the stadium and where it's located.
Right. Okay. All right, real quick, guys. NBA basketball. They did media day.
Hey, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
Before you go, I'd like to follow up on what Mo was saying about Florida State and Clemson.
Okay.
Actually, Florida State and Clemson has really, they were trying to get out of there because they felt like they deserved a bigger cut of the money. They felt like they were the bigger dogs in the pound. But as it stands now, Clemson and Florida State, it looks like they're trying to crawl back. Say, hey, you know what? Maybe we were a little bit hasty here, and maybe we are willing to stay here. So I don't know what's going on there, what's going to happen with that. But I did hear where Florida State and Clemson came back, decided, well, maybe not so fast.
So real quick about Clemson, I don't know who the coach for Florida State is, but Clemson has Dabo, right? Dabo. What is the possibility of maybe him leaving there or getting fired? Maybe, because maybe the NIL deal is not coming that way no more, or whatever the case may be. Because I think that maybe holds a lot of water now with the way these players are going to colleges. So,
that's just it. Dabo did not use a lot of NIL money to go out and pursue players. He wanted to do it the old-fashioned way, get them through the recruits and go about it that way. When everybody else around him is going through the NIL and building up their teams and getting stronger and stronger, just like Miami. Miami loaded up on NIL,
right.
And look where they are now. They're number 7 in the country, but and got probably one of the best quarterbacks in the country. But Dabo didn't want to do that, so they may be coming back to bite him now.
Okay.
And Florida State said Michael Bell real quick. He'll likely get fired after this season, no matter what that record is, because the way that the start of the season is.
You talking about Florida State or Clemson?
Yeah, Florida State's head coach.
Okay. Yeah,
Mike Norvell.
I don't even know who that guy is. I have no
clue. And see, Dabo's not feeling the heat right now, but if he doesn't soon start getting into that NIL and start getting some players from some of these other schools, then he probably will start feeling some of the heat from the boosters, because these people put in a lot of money into these schools and they want results.
Exactly. Real quick, let's talk about some NBA. It was media day the other day, and so everybody's basically taking pictures and predicting where they're going to go. Mo posted something about Jaylen Brown and the Detroit Pistons. I'm really shocked that Jaylen Brown said that, because he's kind of low key. But my other concern is that I think Kawhi Leonard's career is over with. So they take him off the Olympic team because of his knee. Now his knee's swollen back up now, and so they're saying he has to have some type of surgery or whatever. I don't see the Clippers making the playoffs with James Harden. Can't carry that team. I'm sorry. I think they made a big mistake by not bringing Paul George back. And I think Philadelphia made a mistake by signing Paul George. I think that Philly should have took that money and got 3 or 4 players, because that's what the Clippers did. When he left the Clippers, they went out and got 3 to 4 players that to replace Paul George, right? So now if one of the players get hurt, you still got 3 other players you can play. With Philly, with Paul George, he gets hurt now. Who you gonna replace Paul George with? So I'm kind of I'm not torn, boy, but I think I just would have did it a different way. But Mo, give me your take on the comment that Jaylen Brown said. Were you kind of shocked at that, or what? How did you feel when that came out?
Because my phone was fast.
Oh, when Jaylen Brown made that comment about the Detroit Pistons, and Detroit's not a bad team. It's just that they're young. They're going to be better this year than they were last year. But my question to you is,
well, I was going to say that he actually said in there, if you listen to the whole clip, he said, "I'm not trying to diss Detroit because they've been struggling lately."
Okay.
But that's what he was making it.
Okay, so he just used them as a team, he wasn't downplaying them, basically, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when you listen to the whole thing, but I mean the way it read, because they cut out all the other stuff.
Yeah. So
it looked like he was dissing them, but he wasn't. He was just talking about they're struggling right now.
So also in the media day, the first question to ask Jaylen Brown was, is this going to be a revenge tour for you this year, since you didn't get picked for the Olympic team? This is the very first question the guy asked me. He said, "Damn," he said, "Is that how we doing it now?" He said, "Just come right up, shoot it. Just tell me exactly how you feel." And Jaylen Brown, he adequately explained to him, I improve. He said, "This is probably the best I've felt since I've been in the NBA." But I think they are on a revenge tour because of the disrespect that they got from the NBA, disrespect they got from the media. I've never, even though I'm a Boston fan, I never heard LeBron's teams, Cavaliers, or when he's with Miami or when he was LA. Even when they won the title in the bubble, I didn't hear nobody say, well, they had the easiest route to the playoffs. Even though LeBron says that was the hardest championship he had to play, and I disagree, because the only thing they do is walk across the street to the hotel. You didn't have your fans there, which was a big plus, because you didn't have that pressure of the fans being in there. So I don't agree with that one. But again,
and real quick.
Go ahead, Matthew.
Don't forget what the big thing was last week with the NBA Media Day was that Woj retired.
Yeah, that was big too, that he retired.
And for him to take the pay cut and now becoming the general manager athletic assistant within the management of St. Bonaventure. That's going to be very fun for him.
Yeah, he said he's looking forward to that. He said that's his alma mater, so he's looking forward to doing that. And you know, maybe he just needed a change, because if you think about it, Woj was a big follower of LeBron James, more so than anybody else. So now they just got to find somebody else that's going to be that guy. Adam Scheffner might be the guy that steps up to be the next guy that Woj was. But they said that Adam would always, when he would get text messages, he was always asking them, please explain to me why you're doing. And they like, yo, just say this is what's going on. I'm gonna give you a tidbit, and that's all you're gonna get. You hear the rest of it in the news.
Because with Woj, you didn't know when he was going to post something or when you were going to get inside intel until you seen the official post. Like, you weren't getting a tidbit. You're just getting the straight post straightforward.
Yeah, because they would text him and tell him, yo, this was going on, and he would know at the last minute. So that was crazy. NBA. So Derrick Rose has been released from the Grizzlies. I would love to see Derrick Rose on the Celtics, but they ain't got no more room. Should Derrick Rose go back to New York? I think that would be the perfect landing spot for him. I don't think he can go back to Chicago. But I think he would definitely help Detroit. I mean, help the Knicks.
I could see him on two more teams.
What other teams you think?
Like I can see him go to one of the expansion teams as the last team or that first team. Well, I'll say the last team, but let's say he does want to go back for Chicago for like a quick, like let's say a season or two until one of those expansion teams come out, and then they'll have him as like a veteran contract, 1 year done.
Well, listening to the commissioner, the expansion teams has been put on hold for some reason or another. And I think the reason why they did that, to be perfectly honest with you, is because LeBron is still playing. If LeBron would have retired this year, I think the expansion teams would be in play right now. I have to be honest with you. I just.
Well, not only that, but the NBC has to get set up and prepared for their contract to start. So I feel like a year after their contract starts, it's probably going to be around the same time LeBron's going to be out of the league.
Yeah, I think he.
And then by then, they will be ready to go on both ends within LeBron and NBC Network.
Okay. Mo, real quick. Porzingis, I think he's ahead of the curve right now. From what I'm reading or what I'm hearing is he's playing basketball. He's up and running up down the court. I think they're gonna hold off on him as long as they possibly can, unless Boston starts to struggle. Then I think they might bring him back a little bit sooner. But I would like to see them if he can play now, play one game, take a game off, play one game, take a game off. Then after All-Star break, let him play, consecutive games. I'm just saying, like, if they play the back-to-back, it would be between him and Horford, who would play certain games, things of that nature. So I would like to see that happen with him going forward. But everything is looking promising for him. I think the NBA is going to be really exciting this year, especially out west. The West is going to be up in the air. The East is Boston, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Pacers, I think. Did I say the Knicks? New York Knicks, I think will be in there. New York is a team that I'm really scared.
Detroit might sneak in.
Nah, Detroit ain't ready yet. They got a ways to go. They have a ways to go. Let me look here real quick at the standings. You got Boston. Let me see. Let me go back to. Okay. I'm looking at Boston, the Pacers, Milwaukee, the Knicks, the Sixers. Cleveland.
The Heat.
I don't know about the Heat. I think the Heat might be they might struggle because there's rumors about Butler being traded to Golden State Warriors. There's been rumors about that. So if where the smoke, there's fire. Out west, you have the Pelicans, the Mavericks, the Nuggets. I think Houston replaces Golden State in the playoffs. I don't think the Clippers make the playoffs. I think Lakers, Timberwolves, Phoenix, Sacramento, Oklahoma, Memphis. I think the Pelicans, Minnesota, and let's see, Pelicans, Minnesota, Oklahoma Thunder. They're gonna fight for the 1, 2, and 3 spot. I think Dallas takes a step back. I think Denver takes a step back. And I think Houston gets in. I think they're ready to break ground there with Houston.
And the weird thing is with Dallas, with their cap situation next season, they have the cap and the luxury tax to where they can pick up Giannis, which they've been in talks with.
You said Giannis going to Dallas?
Yes.
Mo, let me ask you a question. You think that's a good match?
What did you say?
Do you think that's a good match? Giannis going to Dallas?
No, I think Giannis makes more sense to go with someone that, I think he works really well with Curry and Golden State.
I could see that. All right, guys, we'll get into some more basketball next week. We're going to definitely talk about the UNLV quarterback and the NIL deal that fell through. They're 4-0, and he said, I'm taking a redshirt year because they didn't promise me my money. I think we're probably going to start seeing more and more of this. And Matthew, when you get an opportunity, the situation with Marvin Harris Jr. with the NIL deal, if you can find out more information about that for next week, we can talk about that too, because I know there's still an issue out there going on.
Absolutely. And then a quick update on the Vegas situation.
No. And also,
another player has left Vegas University.
Another player other than the quarterback.
One of their running backs.
Wow. Is he setting out, or is he trying to go somewhere else?
We'll just have to wait and see. But because the problem is, they have to wait until that next time that the portal opens.
Right.
And the issue is with that, real quick, is that the portal, only 40% of players are accepted to transfer within that portal, while 60% don't even get that second chance, and they have to go down to a lower
level,
division, if not a different league level of college.
Yeah. I know the quarterback is planning on, he's just doing a redshirt year, but it sounds like he wants to stay. He wants them to fix his NIL deal so he can stay at UNLV. But for them to be 4-0 right now, that's a blow to them. That university need to figure that thing out, because being 4-0 out there, I know he's slinging a rock. If I look at his numbers, I know his numbers is incredible. Also, guys, when Brett Favre just found out he has first stage Parkinson's, which is not good for him, because Brett Favre is young. He's a young guy. But that just goes to show you how much football. And Brett Favre wasn't a guy that got hit a lot, per se. But make sure you say a prayer for him, because Parkinson's is a disease that is really, that puts a toll on you and puts a toll on your family when that happens. So make sure you say a prayer for him and his family tonight. Other than that,
Can I say something about that?
Go ahead. I want to stay. Go ahead.
Karma?
I'm not gonna say that. I did say it today talking to somebody. I said, but I'm not gonna say that on air. I'm not gonna say it on it because that's a life.
I will say it on air. Is it karma? Because bad people who do evil things get karma.
Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. That $1 million, whatever it was, supposed to pay back, you should have paid back. This is my personal opinion. Because poor people don't get that luxury. All right, guys, listen, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Before you go, next Monday, probably won't be on the show. I'm going to be in Miami at the Monday night football game, so probably be down there. So hopefully we can get this thing turned around in the right direction. And I did have another question, but I will save it for another day.
Okay. So if you do go down,
you gonna play quarterback, Curry?
Hey, if they need me, if they need me, I'm ready. I mean, I can throw the ball to Waldo and Tyreek and
who they
hand the ball off to A-Chain and most of those guys. Yes, I can do that.
So that's week 5, right?
Week 4.
Week 4. Well, no, we're in week 4 now. Oh, so you'll be at they play Tennessee. Oh, that's a winnable game. So if you can go live a little bit, that's cool. Post something on the page. We appreciate that.
Yeah, I may call in if during the a little bit right there. Okay. That's the early game. It's the 7:30 game.
Yeah. Okay.
And the Seahawks and Detroit's got the second game.
I don't know. I don't get these 2 games on Monday nights anymore. We love football. Don't inundate us with football. That's what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, I don't know. It's just too much for me. All right, guys.
I kind of like to see in the 2 games because if you got a really bad game, you might go and switch. Because those 2 games that were on the other night, one of them kind of got away early. The Buffalo game, that game got away early. So you still had the Commanders and Cincinnati that turned out to be an even better game to watch.
Exactly. So Curry, you got touche. You got a point there. But for a man like me who needs to be in bed by 9:30, because I'll be tired, man. Let me tell you. Let me tell you how this is what I do. Okay, so being a supervisor of the safety department, we have 4 of us. I'm in charge of the football. I'm in charge of the fall sports, which is football, all football, soccer, and volleyball, and tennis. I have to make sure that we have somebody at every game. And there'll be people missing all the time. And on top of that, I do the score for the soccer team. I do the score for the JV football team. I do the score for the freshman team. So I'm at school till about 8:00 almost every night. And then on top of that, I have basketball practice on Tuesday and Thursday. So when I get done doing that, I'm in the gym doing basketball. So when February comes and basketball's over with, I don't want to do nothing but spend time with my family. And I'm trying to get a couple coaches to understand that because I do a lot. And then on top of that, I'm on the alumni committee as well. And then on Saturdays, working the game, I do live films for the varsity team when they play. So I'm busy from September to February, and something got to give. I'll be 60 in February. Something got to give. I enjoy doing what I'm doing, but I got a granddaughter now, man. My granddaughter. I get to see my granddaughter. Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
That's what's up, baby. That's what's up. So anyway, give a shout out to my little granddaughter, Miley Dixon. That's my baby. She the first grand. She get whatever she want. That's Pop rule. All right, guys. We way over time frame, but it is what it is. Man, I appreciate you guys again hanging out with me again tonight. As usual, I'll let you guys know one day this week what my money look like. I think I don't have anything Monday, so we might be able to do the show on Monday. But if not, I'll let you guys know when we can. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, dealing with me in this tough schedule I got. But it's for the love of sports that we do what we do, man. And again, I just want to say this before I go. When for those 4 hours that you sit down and watch sports, nothing else matters but sports. It takes you away from anything that's negative in your life. it makes you feel good watching sports. Now, your team may be losing. Your team may lose at the end. But for 4 hours, you didn't worry about no bills. You didn't worry about who's knocking on your door. You ain't worry about who's calling your phone. Only thing you need to know is where the food's at. Can I get to the bathroom? And do I have some libation to drink? Because you're enjoying football. And that's what it's all about, man. Even though it's entertainment, we want to still be a sports, but it's entertainment. We enjoy our football on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and now Mondays. And ladies, if you're not a football fan and your husband is, you need to join in. My wife be asking me questions now about football. I'll be like, where did this come from? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow, okay, my wife is involved in this stuff too. Oh, shuck, that's so sexy. That's sexy, baby.
That's you know it, she'll be asking for that Cowboys jersey for Christmas.
She already ain't wearing it. She's not gonna win no Cowboys jersey. Not my house.
Well, sports in general is good for the mind, the body, and the soul. Because when you get, even if you're sitting there watching a TV by yourself, you pulling for players. You don't care what color they are, what nationality they come from. You just pulling for your team. And if you're in the stadium, you don't care what color that player is. You don't care where he comes from, how old he is, whatever, how much money he makes.
Exactly.
You're pulling for that player. And so, and the other 60 or 70,000 people around you, they're all thinking along the same line. So sports is good for to get away from all that craziness that's happening in the world. So I need sports, and I really need football, man. Football season.
Exactly, man.
Y'all would have that NBA, that WNBA. That don't do nothing for me. But the NFL is good for the mind, body, and the soul.
And you know what else, though, man? I mean, you just think about this, though. You got a guy that likes Kamala, and you got a guy that likes Trump, but they like the same football team. See, that's what sports do for you, man. It brings you together, man. It brings you together. It brings you together. Hey, you can't make this up, man. You can't make this up. I know Al gonna kill me for going over. We almost have an hour over. But anyway, it was a blessing. It's fun. You guys take care of yourself. See you guys when I see you. And you guys have a good night and God bless.
Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by K Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with a large heart, Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida, and Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. Remember, we throw stones and we do live in glass houses. Big-time players make big-time plays and big-time games. Stay ready to be ready. You have been listening to an In the Zone Sports Talk Radio production. Remember, you can hear us again on star107fm.com on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support.